Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Love Ashay, back at you with another video. Today, we're going to be getting into a reading on what version of yourself are you leaving behind, okay? So just before we get started with today's reading, if you want to purchase or book with me, the information is going to be pinned down below this video. So you can purchase the Ask Ashay mini reading, or you can purchase the Ask Ashay VIP, okay? And the VIP is pretty much going to be just like what you see in this video, where I will be pulling the cards live, kind of on video, and sending you a private video message, okay? So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. What version of yourself are you leaving behind? What version of yourself are you leaving behind? I just heard the word selfish. Like, you're going to be more selfish with your energy, with your time, with your love. I just heard no more giving people the benefit of the doubt. Like, once you show me once who you are, like, yeah, that's it. Look, selfish with your time. Did I say time? I don't know if I said it, but bam, time. You're going to be more selfish with your time. There was a version of you. Also, I'm hearing as well that, all right, sorry about that. But yeah, so there's also a version of you where you delayed a lot. You may have struggled with procrastination. And I see, the version of yourself that you are leaving behind is someone who, waits till it's too late, someone who doesn't take action, someone who procrastinates as well. But also, again, I'm picking up on this energy here as well, where you're not going to be wasting any time, and you're not going to let other people waste your time as well. Your time is extremely valuable to you, okay? So the version of yourself that you're leaving behind is someone who wastes their time and someone who allows other people to waste their time. Your time is precious. And then we have here laughter coming out to clarify here. Again, we have happiness, joy, and healing to clarify time. You're going to also, make time for laughter, make time for joy, make time for yourself, time for, moments of just pure bliss and spontaneity. I'm also hearing as well, you're going to make time to celebrate yourself. You're going to make time as well to just meditate more and look at, how far you've come, okay? So in the past, you may have been so busy, you know what I mean? Because, Saturn, is connected to time, right? And then laughter is connected to the fifth house, which is Leo's energy. Okay, so we have Saturn here. We have Leo here. Also, Leo's connected to the sun here. So there is something coming through here about your time, and how you don't feel like you have time for laughter, for joy, for fun. You don't have time. It's like you're working towards a goal. You're very, you have tunnel vision, and you're working so hard towards something to where you're like, I will relax and enjoy life later, child. Like, I will enjoy the fruits of my labor once I get the fruits, and your spiritual team has been really pushing you to enjoy every day, enjoy the little moments, enjoy the journey, not just, so focused on the destination. What version of yourself are you leaving behind? Ooh, Chad, look at that. Okay, we got knocked up, baby. It says pregnancy, expecting, mothering. Okay, so, what I'm picking up with this energy here, some of y'all may be watching this video paranoid about being pregnant, okay? Or you may have a fear right now of being pregnant. And that makes sense, right? With you, like, reclaiming your time, fifth house, Leo, fun. Fifth house also represents the child, right? And so there may be a version of you that you're leaving behind that maybe was mothering a romantic relationship, mothering the people in your life. It's like, no, I'm just getting myself settled and situated, and a baby does not fit into this equation. And it doesn't have to be an actual baby. This could be you mothering other people. But something else that I'm getting as well with this energy here for you is that a version of yourself that you're leaving behind is this idea that you may have to hurry up and do certain things because you're ready to, be an expecting mother. You're ready to be in a romantic relationship and have the kids and have, all these things that maybe you connect to, emotional security and stability. And you're like in a point where you're like, you know what? I thought that by this age I would have this, and you've been in that space. But again, this is the version of yourself that you're leaving behind. Now you're like, live, laugh, love. Y'all remember that? Y'all, baby, now you're like, live, laugh, love. Like, I don't know. Those little signs never really meant much to me growing up. But low key, baby, just live, laugh, and love. Okay, that's what your spiritual team is saying, do, baby. Just live, laugh, and love, and have a good time. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Have a good time. You're learning how to have a good time. Okay, and not so focused on your responsibilities and your goals, and you're kind of, you're learning how to find balance. All right, let's see what else we have here. The version of yourself that you are leaving behind. Also, what I'm hearing as well, there may be somebody here today who's like, you know what, I don't want any children, that's not a part of my future, I'm just focusing on live, laugh, and loving and having a good time, traveling, having friends, dating, enjoying myself. And you have made a conscious decision that motherhood is not something that's going to be a part of this human experience for you. Cheers to you, girl. Okay. But yeah. Or, again, you're just making a conscious effort. Like right now, it's not the time for that. Okay, what else? What version of yourself are you leaving behind? Okay, that card wants to just slide out like ever so softly. What do we have here? SOS. It says distress, acts with urgency, assistance needed. And I feel like this is that time energy again, that SOS energy. Like you have literally been operating like you running out of time. And spirit is saying there's no shortage. There's no shortage of love. There's no shortage of living, and there's no shortage of laughter. Okay, so the version of yourself again that you're leaving behind is somebody who has just been acting with this in scarcity. Okay, you've been acting in scarcity, like love is gonna run out, the man just gonna disappear. Okay, like you just been acting with scarcity, like, oh, I'm running out of time. It's like, I feel like with Saturn's energy coming through here. So we got Saturn, we got Leo, the sun, knocked up. This card can be connected to Cancer, 4th house, which Cancer is connected to the moon. So we have the sun, we have Saturn, we have the moon, and then this SOS card is giving me the vibes of like the Tower card. Okay, it's giving me the vibes of like the Tower card here. And it's like you're just waking up, you're like having this epiphany, maybe you just turned 30, or whatever, I really feel like you're in your 30s or you're in your Saturn return right now, and you're like, okay, the fun is up, bitch. Like the gig is up, it's time for me to get serious. Like, what do I want in life? I feel like you're finally getting clear on like what you want in life. In 2 years, I want to be here. In 5 years, I want to be here. I'm focusing on my finances. I'm focusing on this and this. You have a plan now, and maybe you've been kind of floating through life, doing a little dabbling in a little this, dabbling in a little that, being a little free spirit, just trying to figure it out. And now you're like, okay, damn, I wasted time. And so your spiritual team is like, don't see it as you wasting time. You live, laughed, and loved. Okay. Don't sit around with guilt, regretting the time that you spent being in love, falling in love, going through heartbreak, making poor financial decisions, figuring life out. Like, don't bring that into this new life that you are walking into, this new version of yourself that you're walking into. Okay. All right. So somebody who is living in scarcity, you're leaving that version behind. Yeah, so look, we have here tiptoeing, avoiding getting caught, shady, sneaky, sneaking around, okay? Again, this tiptoeing card is giving me the energy of like you you know, like you were in this space where you're like, I don't want to make a mistake. Like I'm hearing like, I can't afford to make a mistake. I can't afford to, you know, do this or that. I can't afford to do this. And not in the sense of like financially, even though that can be so. This is more so give me the energy of you saying that you can't afford to like fall in love and get your heart broke. You can't afford to make a mistake. You can't afford. And so your spiritual team is kind of like, you still need to like take risk, you know, because now you have the knowledge and the wisdom, Saturn here, to be able to make better decisions in love, in finances, in your career, you know, in your life in general. So then we have high vibing, good vibes, living to the fullest, enjoying the present. Look at that. Exactly. So this is the energy they're trying to get you to, okay? All right, so I am going to, and you know, a lot of you guys, you may feel like, you know what, I can't make a mistake because like I'm the black sheep of my family. People are dependent on me. Kids are dependent on me. I'm the only one in my family is doing something with their life. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that I don't make a mistake. I got to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's, and I totally understand that. But this is a version of yourself that you're leaving behind, is having to carry this heavy burden of doing it for anything other than live, laughing, and loving. I know I'm going to wear it out, y'all, but that's literally what I'm hearing, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards here and get some additional messages. This tiptoeing card is giving me the vibes of the Seven of Swords, which reads to me as like self-sabotage. And this high vibing card is giving me the Fool card energy. So we have the Fool, the Seven of Swords, the Tower, the Empress, okay. Let's see what else we have. So what version, okay, of yourself are you leaving behind? So we have the King of Swords in reverse. Now the King of Swords in reverse is somebody who is very cautious, okay? Someone who is always in their head, you know? They're very smart, and, you know, if they get out of their head, they're able to execute decisions. But this person is just always, you know, very head over heart, very disciplined, you know? Very strong mentally, but also at the same time, that same strength can become a weakness. What version of yourself are you leaving behind? Someone who doubts themselves. What else? Someone who is overoccupied with love and relationships. That's a version of yourself you're leaving behind. Making better choices in love and relationships. You know, seeing that first red flag and be like, I'm up out of here, you know. But also, you know, showing grace to yourself for any past decisions or relationships that maybe you've been in. I see you making better choices. Queen of Wands in reverse coming out here. King of Pentacles. Wow. Nine of Wands. I'm going to pull one more card. This is interesting because we have a lot of court cards coming out here. Oh, and then the Tower card came out again in Judgment. And the Six of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the Six of Cups in the bottom of the deck. I'm going to explain it. Okay, so we have the Tower card coming out again and the Judgment card. I feel like a lot of the decisions that you have made in the past that really blocks you from being the best version of yourself, which is why you're leaving this behind, had to do with the people that you had in your life, okay? It had a lot to do with the people who you allowed in your life. It had a lot to do with you not having boundaries, you know, and you not being confident in yourself, you know, you not having that zest for life, you not utilizing your discernment when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to, you know, being friends with certain coworkers, you know, who you know, had a child with, you know what I mean? It's like all about who you chose to share your energy with. And that's why I was hearing that you're moving into a season where you're going to be more selfish with your time. And you're recognizing that, yeah, you know, my time is precious, you know, I have, you know, maybe procrastinated on getting started with my business. I maybe procrastinated on, you know, starting on this new hobby, procrastinating on taking the trips, procrastinated on, you know, living life to the fullest. And so that's what your spiritual team is kind of bringing to the light here in this reading, is that the version of yourself that you're leaving behind is somebody who's overly rigid, okay? Let's pull from this deck and close out. Okay. Just some additional messages. My intentions for these cards are to tell us the version of yourself that you're leaving behind, as well as any indications of this new version of yourself. What's to come? Okay. Baby, you're about to be a walking love spell. Oh my God. You're about to attract so many suitors. Like, it's unreal. Unreal. Like, okay. Look, we have the World coming out. Okay. So this next version of you that you're walking into is the final chapter. Okay, it's the final chapter for you, with the butterfly, with the world, even with this clear quartz crystal here, to amplify that energy of completion, of closing out a cycle. Okay, so you could be, you know, leaving your Saturn return. You could be completing your Saturn return, but this cycle is definitely ending for you, which is why right now you may feel a sense of urgency to like really lock in and like focus on your goals. Okay. What else do we have here? The Northern Lights. And for me, the Northern Lights and butterfly again in this image. Butterfly again, okay? Butterflies, you could see butterflies. Butterflies could be your spirit animal. Butterflies could be a way your spiritual team communicates with you as well. But the Northern Lights for me in this particular reading, it represents your aura, but it also represents travel, right? That's something that I've always wanted to do, is see the Northern Lights. But for me, this represents you traveling, you going to see new things, you booking flights, babe. Like, yeah, I'm loving it. And then we have here burning bridges. This is the version of yourself that you're leaving behind, you know, like setting those boundaries, you know, like, hey, you might find yourself where you're like really setting, like cutting the cord with a lot of people. Okay, like this is it. This is your final chapter in my book, you know, because a lot of people, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but a lot of people get in your life and they try to play the main character in your story, which is weird. Okay, and then we have dispelling an illusion. And then we have here ascend to the highest level of human existence. That's that Kundalini energy, baby. That's you again, like I said. And then bottom of that card is love spell. You're about to be a walking love spell. And when I say love spell, I'm not just talking about romantic, you know, partners and suitors. I'm talking about a love spell. You're going to be having, you know, new financial, you know, opportunities, you know, attracted to you. Beauty, you're going to level up with your beauty, your aura. You're going to level up with the people who you attract. You know, it's just like good things are just going to be drawn to you, like the Northern Lights, like the butterfly. You know what I mean? I'm loving this for you. And with the dispelling an illusion, it's like you're in this place where you can see everything and everybody for who and what they really are. You can't unsee it. I just hear that, like, I can't unsee you. I see you clearly for who you are. And it's like your spiritual team, Saturn, will not let you ignore it. An ocean of suffering. Let me read it. It says emotions, overwhelmed, hopeless, negativity, ignorance, powerless, mental illness, narcissist, grief, anger, weakness, struggle, anxiety, spiritual death, an ocean of suffering. Whatever, you know, season you are in right now, it may feel like you have just been suffering, overwhelmed with your emotions, you know, filled with a lot of regret, a lot of sadness, you know, feeling powerless in your situation, feeling like you're losing your mind, right? But what the version of you that you're leaving behind is this very version, is this person who's unsure about themselves, is this person who is not sure about their future, is this person who is filled with so much regret with the time that they feel like they've wasted, with which they haven't. Okay, so because we did mention something about the love life, I do want to pull a card from this deck just to see kind of what comes out, because we do have the love spell coming out here, which is like just a ritual, attraction, beauty, self-love, romance. But I just want to see what comes out additionally. Oh, maybe you need to put yourself in a honey jar. I just heard that. So, wow, look at that, y'all. We have true love and then new love coming out here. Okay, it says a new person has stirred up your romantic feelings and true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So, this new version of yourself, like I said, you're a walking love spell. You are attracting true love. Okay, baby. So if your version of yourself that you're leaving behind has to do with a relationship that's not working, baby, you got better on the way. So let it go. And then this card fell out too. It says express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. You're going to be attracting a romantic partner who you're going to feel comfortable with being yourself. You're going to feel comfortable expressing yourself. You're going to feel comfortable just being who you are, being in your skin, feeling accepted, feeling like somebody's finally on your level here with the Lovers card here as well. Someone who is in harmony with you, you know, just a, you know, sexual, passionate relationship that's in alignment, just a deep love. You two are going to choose each other over and over and over again. So yeah, so that's the reading, that's the vibes, that's the message. Let me know in the comments how this resonates with you guys, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.